Fortis first contacted me when I worked in a school on the South Bank, and I built up a relationship with them. We identify pupils in schools with many different needs. Some of those needs are quite complex, and often, although there are lots of different skills that we have as teachers, sometimes we need to go a bit wider and look at professionals with different skills.
As a school, as you can imagine, we don't always have the skills and the knowledge and the experience to provide the services that all the pupils need, especially if it comes to like mental health side of things and all your anxieties and the issues that they come across on a daily basis. So using companies and agencies like Fortis is really good because they can offer the experience of dealing with individuals and young people.
I could give you an example of some pupils who've got massive anxiety issues. They were struggling to come into school for whatever reason. Fortis will be able to sit down with them, go through different strategies that can be used, speak with parents and families, speak with us as staff and give us some ideas of how we can help in school. And there have been some real success stories this year.
I work closely with Vicky. When a session's coming to an end and she's seen a pupil for as long as she needs to, she then will feed back to me how those sessions have gone. She will also contact parents and let them know how the counselling has been. She'll speak to the pupil as well and see if they have come to the end and if they are feeling better and they have moved on. And she will always offer the service as well that if they need to come back to her, that they can do at any point, which I think is really good.
We do lots of different things. We work in schools, we do therapy for one-to-one for children and families and adults. We do lots of training, we do supervision, do mediation work. So a variety, huge variety. And the company has kind of grown quite a lot over the last 3 years really.
Well, Fortis fit really well with what we do and how we work, and the main things that they offer is really a supervision and training. And that's really great for us to have an organisation that's not too far down the road that can actually provide us with a place where we can get that level of supervision and that level of kind of care for them. That the fact that they just help us to develop, to grow, to be better at what we do. I go see Alexis once a month for supervision, and it's absolutely priceless. It's something that I can't in the foreseeable future ever see me stopping, because it just gives me a place to really look at myself, look at how I'm practicing, to work through some of the stuff that I need to work through, to offload some of the stuff that I need to offload. It simply just makes me a better coach. It helps me to really reflect on the people I'm working with and how I'm working with them.
Sometimes parents will call us about children or young people who are having difficulties, or it could be adults who are struggling and want to be able to access some support and access it quickly. So we try and make sure that we provide a really good quality support for those people and also as quickly as we can. We're trying to avoid having waiting lists. So if myself or Vicky aren't available to do that work, then we have really good associates who can help us with that.
When we first worked with Fortis, there was a high degree of scepticism amongst our people, but we brought them in because I'd worked with Alexis previously and had some really good results. So we brought them in to mediate a particular situation, and it worked. And so we had a number of individuals involved, and it transformed a working relationship, and that was a really positive result for us.
We use Fortis for 3 reasons. We use them for supervision for staff, so I have a supervision session once every 6 weeks. The nature of my job is that I deal with some tough cases of child protection and often see things that others might not get to see, and the dark side of this world. And that can be quite taxing and quite emotional, and it's good to know that you can go to a professional and offload and listen to what you could do better and really reflect on good practice. What Fortis have enabled us to do is do some team building with our team and really come together as a team, because we have to be tight and cohesive because of the nature of the work that we do. They also skill us up in things such as self-harm. So we do self-harm workshops, looking at disordered eating, and you really targeted work that we might not all be experts in but want to be able to offer the students. So it's really, really beneficial.
More and more children are coming through to us into mainstream with needs Needs that perhaps were always there but haven't in the past been identified and haven't been picked up on and haven't been seen perhaps in the wider scheme as important. But if a child's not happy, if they don't feel safe, if they're not able to focus on the learning, then they're not going to learn. We see ourselves as a community school, and I would like to see in the future that people like Fortis actually have a much more long-term permanent link within a school.
I've got to be honest, Fortis is one of the best agencies I've ever worked with. They just have the children at the core of everything that they do, and we've got some students that have got very challenging home lives, and that home life does spill into the academy and it does hinder their work at times, but Fortis just works so closely with the children and every of their needs, and it has really developed them mentally, socially, and it's just almost given them a fresh lease of life.
The future for Fortis is to expand in different areas. We want to be able to reach those people who maybe couldn't afford to pay for a service. We've got a business coordinator who's helping us to bring all those different aspects of the business together, and also be able to have a social enterprise section to the business. So we can access funding, we can bring on board different ideas, different projects. We've got lots of different ideas about those things.
How we work with our employees is changing all the time, and what people expect from work is changing. It's not just an economic thing, but at the end of the day we're here to make money, and we have to have a loyal, engaged and productive workforce, and to do that we need to do things better, and I think Fortis can help us in doing that and helping us to have a better working relationship with our people.
I'd like to see Fortis become a main part of our academy, and I would say to any school that's ever questioned an outside agency or anything like that, or lost faith in other agencies coming in, I would say to contact Fortis and really see what they can offer the school, because as I've said, we've taken 4 agencies away for Fortis to look at those 4 jobs, so in the long run it's actually saved us money and they're doing a really good job.